Charleston White has just shaken the entire hip-hop industry by breaking his silence on the explosive drama between Young Thug and Lil Baby, boldly declaring that Thugger hitting the lowest of lows by snitching on Lil Baby after Baby refused to acknowledge or respond to his so-called apology track. And in true Charleston White fashion, he didn't hold anything back, calling out hypocrisy, fake friendships, and the toxic cycles of betrayal that run deep in the rap game. And what follows is a full breakdown of what really went down, why Charleston White believes Young Thug has ruined his own legacy, and how Lil Baby refusing to play along has turned into one of the most controversial feuds hip-hop has seen in years. And this article is going to peel back every layer, expose every twist, and show you why this story is about way more than music. It's about pride, loyalty, and survival in a world where your best friend today can be your enemy tomorrow. To understand the weight of Charleston White's statement, we first need to revisit how the tension between Young Thug and Lil Baby got here in the first place. Once upon a time, Young Thug and Lil Baby were seen as brothers in the industry. Thugger was one of the first mainstream artists to co-sign Lil Baby, practically pushing him into the spotlight and even influencing his sound. Thug saw Baby's raw street potential and groomed him into the superstar we know today. But as fame and power started reshaping the landscape, cracks began forming in their relationship. Lil Baby, unlike many proteges, didn't stay in Thug's shadow for long. Instead, he quickly built his own empire, his own fan base, and his own reputation, even surpassing Thugger's commercial dominance. That shift in dynamic quietly fueled envy, competition, and resentment that neither of them publicly acknowledged until now. Please do not forget to like this video, share, and subscribe to this channel if you want more updates like this. Thank you. Now, let's get back into the video. Fast forward to courtroom drama surrounding Young Thug and the massive RICO case that's been looming over him. His empire has been tested, his associates have been flipping, and the hip-hop community has been watching every move. In a desperate attempt to salvage his public image and possibly even save face in court, Young Thug recently dropped what many fans have labeled as an apology song, a track filled with coded messages, remorseful undertones, and a plea for forgiveness, not just from the streets, but also from people he felt had abandoned him during his darkest hour. The song was undeniably aimed at Lil Baby, who was noticeably absent in showing support throughout Thugger's ongoing legal nightmare. But here's where the storm began. Lil Baby didn't respond. Not a tweet, not a repost, not a verse, not even a subliminal Instagram story. Absolute silence. To Charleston White, this silence was louder than any diss track. Charleston came out saying Lil Baby refusing to respond was not just a personal rejection. It was a public declaration that Baby wanted no part in Thugger's desperate attempt at reconciliation. And according to White, that's exactly what pushed Young Thug to a breaking point. Charleston White's take is that Young Thug, cornered and feeling like he lost everything, his freedom, his crew, his respect, decided to hit the lowest point of his career, snitching. And not just on anybody, but on the very person he once claimed to ride for, Lil Baby. In Charleston's words, that's the dirtiest play in the streets. Because no matter what the beef is, no matter what betrayal you feel, snitching on someone who once looked up to you is unforgivable. White didn't mince words. He said Young Thug just proved that loyalty in the rap industry is nothing but facade, and if Thugger could turn on Baby, then absolutely no one is safe. To grasp the gravity of this, you need to understand Charleston White himself. Love him or hate him, Charleston has built his entire persona around being brutally honest, calling out street politics, and exposing the hypocrisies of the culture. He's criticized rappers for glorifying crime, called out communities for supporting self-destructive behavior, and constantly reminds the youth that the streets don't love you. So when someone like Charleston comes out and says that Young Thug has reached rock bottom, it resonates deeply, even among those who dislike him, because Charleston has made a career out of calling out the uncomfortable truths that most people are too scared to touch. Now, let's rewind a bit and unpack this so the story makes sense. Young Thug's apology song was meant to be a lifeline. He was looking for allies, for bridges to be rebuilt. He knew the hip-hop community was questioning him, and he wanted at least one person, someone he groomed, someone he supported, to show him love back. But Lil Baby, understanding the weight of Thugger's case and not wanting to get caught in the crossfire, stayed quiet. Silence in this culture is powerful. Silence says, I'm not rocking with you anymore. Silence says, you're on your own. And that silence may have been the trigger that made Thug feel betrayed enough to turn Baby's name over to the authorities. Charleston White took it a step further, saying that this isn't just about Lil Baby and Thug. It's about the larger truth of what happens when street loyalty gets tested in real life. He reminded the world that these rappers aren't just entertainers. They're tied to real situations, real crimes, and real consequences. And when the lights go out and the courtroom lights are on you, all that talk of loyalty, brotherhood, and never snitching goes out the window. According to Charleston, Young Thug has now etched his name into the book of betrayal, and no matter how many songs he drops, he'll never erase that stain. The backlash has been immediate. Fans are divided. Some refuse to believe Thugger would ever snitch, arguing that Charleston White is just stirring the pot like he always does. Others, however, point out that the pattern is too clear. Associates flipping coded lyrics and songs, and now Charleston's confirmation all point to a man who has finally broken under pressure. Social media has erupted with memes, debates, and conspiracy theories. Was Thugger's apology song really an olive branch, or was it a setup all along? Was Lil Baby smart for staying quiet, or did his silence push Thug over the edge? Charleston didn't just stop at exposing the betrayal. He also predicted the ripple effect this will have on the industry. He said Lil Baby's image is going to skyrocket because people will now see him as the one who refused to bend, refused to play into Thugger's desperate game. On the flip side, Charleston declared Young Thug's legacy is officially destroyed, not just by the courts, but by his own actions. To White, you can't come back from snitching, no matter how many hits you once had. Think about it. Young Thug, once hailed as one of the most innovative, influential, and fearless rappers of his generation, now being remembered as the man who turned on his own protege. It's tragic, it's messy, and it's the kind of downfall Charleston White has been warning rappers about for years. So where does this leave the culture? According to Charleston, it's a wake-up call. He says it proves once and for all that hip-hop's obsession with street codes, with gang loyalty, with a no-snitching rule, is all smoke and mirrors. When push comes to shove, when freedom is on the line, everyone's true colors come out.